Hello, Sandman Nation. Rivalry week did not go quite how I had hoped, but I did have a great Thanksgiving and an awesome weekend overall. Got to go to my niece's wedding, which was a lot of fun, and also conveniently kept me from seeing a lot of that Michigan game. And for that, I'm actually a little grateful. But I'm even more grateful to get to do this podcast again today with you two. So let's get into it because it is time to enter Sandman Sports. With me, as always, are Bill, the Sandman Sanders, and the man we are all so thankful for, because let's face it, he's Pat freaking Klatt, and there's not many in the business better than this guy, or as he goes by these days, Motherfucker Jones. So let's get right into it. Bill, Pat, how you guys doing today?
Good.
Great.
Could be better after that Husky game, but yeah, I feel your pain, Eric.
Yeah, it was a tough rivalry.
I didn't sleep well
last
last night prepping for this episode.
Okay.
At least Pat's Gophers got it done against Wisconsin.
They did. PJ Flock survives another year. So good for you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A lot of snow games. I always love the snow games too.
Oh, I do love the snow games, dude.
Absolutely.
All right, well, guys, let's jump right into the random questions of the day. Pat, you get to go first. And it's a simple one today, guys. We want to learn more about the real Pat today. What is Pat hiding? What is behind that sparkly face that we see every week? All right, so today your question is this, Pat. What is the worst date you have ever been on? Okay?
Oh,
we will come back to you for that one. In the meantime,
glad I don't have that one, Pat.
Really?
Bill,
I never win on dates. I wouldn't qualify because I don't have any. Like I went on a date with my wife, and that was
just
great.
You
we got
shit
married
up all the time for this podcast.
I don't make
shit
up
for that answer. There you go. All right, Bill. Here you go.
All right.
Would you rather always walk backward or talk backward?
Oh, wow. Gosh, I guess, oh my gosh, those are both horrible. Can you imagine? I guess I would say I gotta walk backwards. I mean, if you can't talk,
God,
you can't talk.
Dude, if you walk backward, dude, you're gonna fall off a fucking cliff, dude.
Looking back the whole time. I mean, but if you were talking backwards, I mean, you couldn't even communicate with people. People would just be like, "This guy is Looney Tunes."
Is that kind of what Yoda did?
Backwards talking,
backwards.
I mean, he seemed to get around. To get around just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh shit.
He was a Jedi master, but
Well, that's true. That's true. I forgot who I'm talking to with this question. Yeah, it's the wrong.
I just can't wait to hear about Pat's date that he's.
All right, Pat. Here we go.
Honestly, guys, I'm not kidding. I went on like 0 dates. I did one time. So freshman year of high school, there was like
here we go.
There was a fall date, like a dance. There was a fall dance, and I asked this girl to go. And it turns out it was just like a mixer, like anyone could go and no one else was bringing dates. So my friends kept making fun of me. And so I like met this girl there and it was like, I maybe said like 5 words to her and that was it. And everyone's like, yeah, how'd your date go? It was stupid. Guys, I didn't, I literally.
That's the least, this is
dates.
The least exciting answer I've ever heard from you.
Well, you gotta maybe, give me a heads up.
No, that's the thing.
It's the secret question.
That's the secret. Yeah.
I met my wife, and that was it. I didn't need more dates. I mean, I was efficient.
What was your first date? What was your first date with Lauren?
Oh, we went to like an Applebee's or like a TGI. No, it was a TGI Fridays. I borrowed my roommate in college. I borrowed his car. We went out to the mall at a TGI Fridays and like she barely ate her fajitas. Looking back on it now, it was funny because it's like, which is house food now, but we were both like eating very proper and trying to be like, adults. And, it was at the mall. And then I think we went to a movie. The movie we went to was The Ladies' Man with Tim Meadows. It was freaking awesome.
Of course
Death
it
for
was.
13. Yeah.
That was what got her. That's what convinced her. was your choice in movies.
Yeah, she's like, this guy knows cinema.
This guy knows good
He
films.
knows his stuff. Yeah. No, honestly, that was it. I mean, that
Did
was
you
that was
know
like
the first
that
date?
was like the what
Did
do
you
you
know
mean?
that I mean, like, were you like, this is it? This is the girl. She's it.
Oh no chance.
Oh, okay.
Neither of us for like the first year. I don't think either of us admitted that we were together. Yeah, and then yeah, it took a couple years to be like, all right, this might work out.
All right.
Wow.
I was young.
You must have done something right.
I was a young guy, and I just wanted to make sure I wasn't taking the first exit off the highway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. All right. Well, thank you for that glimpse into the dating life of Pat.
Classic.
All right, guys. Well, we walk and talk the normal way. And when you are on a date with us, we always put out great content, that is. We have so much awesome stuff you'll be certain to enjoy. So be sure to check us out at sandmansports.com. If you like smart, entertaining takes on sports and sports betting, please visit us and be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, all at Enter Sandman Sports and LinkedIn. We are now live on LinkedIn, posting there quite a bit as well. All right, guys, let's get into the opening. So, gentlemen, for the opening segment this week, we are putting on our actual sports analyst hats. We are going to be really smart for about 15 minutes. Okay. We just wrapped rivalry week. Conference championship games are coming up. It is officially decision time, and ESPN's show has nothing on us. So, for this pod opening, we are doing our very own Sandman CFP Selection Show. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with each of our top fours. And since we won't be back on before next Sunday's official announcement, we're going to actually project what we believe should be the ultimate 12 for this year's CFP. So some of that will come down to us predicting some of this Saturday's games, especially for some of the group of 5 games and the Big 12 and ACC, if we think those might only get 1 or 2 teams in. This is all about, like, if we were seriously on the CFP committee, where are our votes going? So you can use whatever criteria matters most to you: strength of schedule, head-to-head wins, bad losses, big injuries, the eye test, conference difficulty, whatever. A couple reminders so we stay aligned with the real format. 1 group of 5 team is guaranteed a spot. The rest are basically the 4 highest ranked conference championships are guaranteed a spot, but that doesn't necessarily mean the Power 4 conference champions, and the rest are at-large bids based on the CFP committee's rankings of who they rank the highest. All right, so we're going to start by each revealing our top 4 seeds, and then we'll move on to the matchups, the first-round matchups, where the higher seeds will be hosting those games. All right, Pat, you ready to start us off? Why don't you just start with your 1 through 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then Bill share his and I'll share mine.
I'm putting my 1 through 4 as I think a committee would do it, not my top 4. Okay. Just to be sure. But I'll give you kind of who I think the top dogs
That's
are.
fair. Yeah.
Because a committee's not going to take like a 3-loss team or a 2-loss team and put them in the top 4.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, is there a 3-loss team that you think should be in the top 4?
Maybe. And, there's a for sure 2-loss team.
Okay.
The Domers. I think Notre Dame.
The Ancestors
is a top 4 team for sure. After their first 2 losses of the year against Miami and A&M, they just looked great. And those are 2 decent losses, but I won't put them in the top 4. My top 4 are Ohio State, Georgia. I'm assuming they're going to take care of Alabama, a little revenge game. It was a close game early in the season. Mm-hmm. I feel like they're trending a little better than Bama. Bama is just not going to be able. I think it'll be close again, but I think Georgia gets them. I got Texas Tech. They're just rolling. I mean, look at all their score. They had that 1 loss against Arizona State, which is a respectable team, but every other game they just destroyed.
I know
their opponent. So
I agree.
Would I love to see them have tougher schedules? Yes, but they what did they say when they're trying to impress the committee? Teams that are trying to blow out teams and impress the committee, they did that all season long. And then give me Ole Miss.
Okay. So you got Ohio State, Georgia,
one.
Texas Tech, and Ole Miss. All right. That's a very solid 4, and that could be could be how it plays out. What about you, Bill?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I thought for a second there we were going to have a 2-pat straight across the board, but
until Ole
Miss, which I think is the most fascinating seed to try to place, because obviously they had a good year, but all of the Lane Kiffin stuff I think is going to throw a major wrench in the works for the committee when they have a new coach. A bunch of players are going to be defecting with Lane to LSU. So we've seen committees through the years do some crazy stuff when it comes to either star players being injured, like Florida State a couple years ago.
So you're saying that they're going to do that before the playoffs?
Well, it's known that Lane
these kids
was not
are going to transfer before the playoffs.
Lane's out. I mean, I don't know about if the kids.
But remember, kids can decide whether they're going to participate in these bowl games. So if you know that Trinidad Chambliss
so dumb
is going to transfer with Lane to LSU, he may not play. I mean, their starting quarterback may not play. Now, nothing's come out, and this is not official, but I think that's where it's interesting when we're trying to think about how we project these teams to show up. To me, Ole Miss was the hardest one to place. And there were a couple others, and we'll get into those later. But for me, here's the thing. I love Indiana, not probably as much as Eric. And I think this is where we're probably going to differ. And I'm just projecting Eric's bracket ahead of time because I don't know it yet. But I think that what we're going to do is we're going to see the winner of this Big Ten championship game is going to be the number 1 seed. It's going to be Ohio State or it's going to be Indiana. And I don't think you can bump either one of those teams out of the top 4. So in my head, I went Ohio State. I don't want to go Ohio State. I think Indiana might win this game, and especially because it's sitting there right in Indianapolis. I mean, it's going to be almost a home field advantage, I wonder, although the Buckeye fans obviously will travel well. So long story short, I went with the same top 3 as Pat. I have Ohio State. I have Georgia. I just think Georgia's trending a little bit better as well. Mm-hmm. I think they win that SEC championship game and nailed the 2 seed. Texas Tech for me is the number 3. Pat said it very well on Texas Tech. And then I have Indiana as my 4 seed. So that's my top 4.
No, that's really good, Bill. Good analysis. And we're all kind of in the same ballpark, but we're all a little bit different. So you are right, Bill. I do believe number 1 seed is either going to be Indiana or Ohio State, but I actually don't think it matters because I think whoever loses is still going to be number 4. I am, for the sake of this, I'm actually putting Indiana number 1 because I do think they get the upset.
I almost did.
This might be the game I am more interested to watch outside of a Michigan-Ohio State game in the past 5 years. Like, I have no idea what is going to happen with this game. I really, you guys know, with all my heart, I want Indiana to be legit. I want them to show up and give Ohio State a good game. And I believe they will, but they could also lose by 30. So I cannot wait to see that game. So I'm putting Indiana number 1. I actually... Guys, Georgia's great. Part of this is projecting what we think is going to happen. I actually think Alabama is going to beat Georgia. And if they do, I think Alabama gets a top 4 seed, and I would put them at number 2. But this is interesting because if they lose, I actually think they're completely out with 3 losses. And I have had questions about this team all year. They barely got by Auburn, but they're only a couple point dogs against Georgia. They beat Georgia. I think Georgia's 1-7 against Alabama in the last 8 times they played them. Ty Simpson looks special to me. So I just think, I really think Alabama's going to win that game. And if they do, I think they're the number 2. Texas Tech, you've talked about them. They're phenomenal. They've just been decimating people. Number 3. And then for my number 4, like I said, I think it'll be the loser of the Ohio State Indiana game. So for purposes of this, we'll put Ohio State there. All right, Pat, what do you got for number 5 and 12?
5-12, I went with Notre Dame, and then I have them playing Tulane.
Okay, so you think Tulane wins? Yeah,
Tulane wins.
Yeah, very well could happen.
Yeah, I really battled back and forth between Tulane and my eventual 12 seed, which is North Texas. So I think North Texas slides in ahead of James Madison if it gets to that point and the committee has to make a decision. For whatever reason, I've kind of kept an eye on North Texas this year. They've been phenomenal. I mean,
they're so good, dude.
Yeah, and so I think that North Texas, Tulane could very well be it, Pat. I think you could be right. And I went number 5, Oregon Ducks. I just think Oregon's playing really well. I think the Big Ten, arguably to me, is the best conference in college football. So I don't think having 3 teams is out of the question here. I think, sorry, there'll be more than 3 teams. I just meant that having that 5 seed be it from the SEC is not out of the question.
Yeah.
So sorry, geez,
From
Big Ten. Big Ten. I'm going back and forth because I've got so much to talk about with the other SEC teams, because that's where I think it gets super crazy.
I think it gets really interesting there.
Yeah. So sorry, Oregon Ducks number 5, North Texas.
It's a 2, Pat. That's what I have. So I think number 5 and number 6 are very close to my book, but I'm giving the number 5 seed to Oregon. I know they haven't beaten many ranked teams, but I still think they're pretty damn good. They're 11-1 coming out of the Big Ten. So I'm putting them at number 5 and hosting who I think personally is the best group of 5 team. And that is what who Bill mentioned, North Texas at number 12. I do think James Madison's still in the mix, but they literally have only 1 win against a team with a winning record all season long. They lost by 14 to 8-4 Louisville, who's fine, but not a world beater. North Texas has several wins against bowl-bound teams, including 9-2 Navy, likely MAC champ Western Michigan. They have the number 1 rated scoring offense in the NCAA, which I think just makes them fun to watch in a playoff game. Now, all of this predicates itself on them beating Tulane, which, as Pat mentioned, they very well might not. They're only 2.5 point. But I think whoever wins that game will be here. And I think North Texas will be the one. So, all right, Pat, what about 6 versus 11?
I got Oregon. This is where I put Oregon. And then Vandy. I think Pavia and that Vandy team maybe deserve a shot.
Sneaks in?
Look, 2 losses, because if this is assuming Bama loses, right? And Bama loses, goes down to 3 losses. Vandy had 2 losses versus a very good Texas team.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the fact that they were kind of anemic on offense for a lot of the beginning of the season, they're still a good defense, good Texas team, and then Alabama. So your 2 losses are against strong teams, and it's just, I think it would be a good story, and it would be good for some parity. So, Vandy, Oregon.
Love it. What about you, Bill?
Yeah, I love what Pat just said about Vanderbilt. I just couldn't do it because, to me, and I'm just taking a glance back because I remember in my research, they really haven't beat anybody. That's what's crazy to me.
I know they haven't. I know.
Is that, again, I agree with Pat that I would love to see them get in there. I think it's one of the best stories behind Diego Pavia. But for me, my number 6 was Texas A&M. I couldn't. Texas A&M's another interesting one because really they don't have a bunch of signature wins, even though they come out of the SEC, but they get trounced by Texas. They had some great comebacks. I just couldn't keep dropping them down because I originally had them a little bit lower, but they're a 1-loss team out of the SEC. So I got Texas A&M as my 6. I have Virginia as my 11 seed. I think they take care of Duke in the ACC championship game this weekend, and as such, because they're rated in the top 25, they will be in the college football playoff. So I put them in only North Texas lower, but Virginia is my 11. And a great year for those guys. I mean,
they have
kind of out of nowhere.
Year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I suppose I got to put Virginia in here somewhere, wouldn't I?
Well, maybe not. I mean, if Duke beats them, they won't be in.
Not necessarily.
I don't know. They got so many rules. I can't follow this stuff. So but I wouldn't put Virginia in there. I wouldn't put any of those guys.
I'll talk a little bit about that. There is a scenario where no ACC team makes this. Actually.
Okay.
But all right. So for my number 6, I'm gonna go with Ole Miss here. I won't say anything about the coaching situation yet, as we'll save that for hot takes. But this team is really good. I love quarterback Trinidad Chambliss. Their only loss all season was by 8 points at Georgia in mid-October. You could actually argue they deserve a first-round bye, like Pat gave them. But I'm putting them here for their opponent. In my opinion, it will be either Duke or Virginia. It doesn't have to be who wins that ACC championship game, but I actually believe it will be. Just a quick reminder, I don't know that everybody knows this, but the CFP awards automatic selections to the 5 highest-ranked conference champions and the next 7 highest-ranked teams, meaning Power 4 leagues are not necessarily guaranteed a spot. But in this case, I actually think Duke wins this game, and I think they're going to pick Duke over James Madison. Who lost? So James Madison lost to 7th place Louisville, 7th place ACC team. So you're going to take a team who lost to a 7th place ACC team over the team that just won the ACC, regardless of if the rules are bad or,
Man, I don't know. 5 losses blows my mind.
Dude, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I know. And by the way, Boise State is still in the picture because
no
if
way.
they could be the higher ranked conference champ over Duke, it really depends on how the CFP values Duke. If they win this game, I mean, they still will have won a Power 4 conference. I understand that they have
But
5
the ACC
losses.
blows. I mean,
But
they're
I
terrible.
don't. Yeah,
this
no,
year.
I know they are. I know they are.
Yeah.
I don't, obviously, I'm not on the Queen. I don't know this. I believe if Duke wins, they're going to award the spot to Duke.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to leave out a Power 4 conference champion. But okay, so that's who I have. I have Ole Miss versus Duke for 6-11. All right, 7 and 10. What do you got, Pat?
I got Texas A&M, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah. Which would be a fun matchup to see, actually.
Yeah.
I like A&M. I they were kind of I was tooting their horn, and then I didn't even get a chance to watch their game this weekend, but
they're fun. I mean, they have
was
a great quarterback. Mike Elko's great. I think they've had some really fun games this year. I really struggled with A&M and with Oklahoma, your 2 teams here.
Yeah.
But my 7 is I went with Ole Miss. I just figure you can't drop them any lower than this. I do think the Lane Kiffin situation that I'm sure we will talk more about later in the pod, but the Lane Kiffin situation's got to impact the committee somewhat. I just don't know how, and I think they can't drop them lower than 7 as a 1-loss SEC. They've had a great season. My number 10 is Alabama. It's interesting because, like Eric, I almost wanted to put Alabama as my 2 seed, and here I have them slotting in as the 10 seed. Because if they do lose the SEC championship, I mean, Alabama's going to be coming in as the only 3-loss team potentially, unless maybe a Duke gets slotted in there.
Yeah.
I think I'm correct in that, right? I think they would be the only team with 3 losses. I don't see how you can put Texas in the CFP. They're sitting there with 3 losses.
Yeah.
Same with USC. Anyway, USC,
right.
Texas, and Bama. Those 3 teams, I thought, if Bama loses, I mean, those are 3 teams that are just as good and can compete. Why throw in a Tulane? Why throw in a Duke into the mix? It's not good
That's
television.
Like Nick Saban's argument.
Yeah, it's just like put in the teams that are the best. Like you've seen them play. Like if you get like a small school like a James Madison or a Tulane, they got to pretty much go undefeated and have a decent win against a decent team. Otherwise, let's not even look at them. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, but if I don't know if we're going to talk like honorables after or like who we have after, but I mean, Miami's sitting there with 2 losses. BYU's sitting there with 1 loss. They probably will have 2 after this weekend, both to Texas Tech. But I think there's a lot of teams, Vanderbilt, that have good arguments to make here. But I went Ole Miss 7 and Alabama 10.
All right. I'm going with Georgia as my number 7 because in my prediction they lose to Alabama. If they lose that game, which I think they will, they fall here. They still host first round game, and I think it will be against number 10 Miami, Florida.
Okay.
And I will just tell you right now, spoiler alert, this means I am leaving out Pat's beloved ancestors, the Irish.
Wow.
So guys, I understand Notre Dame has been incredible since opening the season 0-2, and their only 2 losses were to top 12 ranked Miami and Texas A&M, 2 teams that I am predicting are going to be in here. But there is no way with these teams having identical records that I can put Notre Dame ahead of Miami, Florida since the Hurricanes won the head-to-head.
Yeah.
And yes, I get that was in Miami way back in week 1, but they won the game. Case closed. If we don't value that, what is the point of playing any of these games? I just think the committee is going to send, if they choose Notre Dame over Miami. Now, there is a possibility they choose both, and I'll get to that when I talk about 8, 9. And honestly, well, I'll just say right now, I think my number 8 team or 9 is Oklahoma. I think they are at the biggest risk of being knocked out for Notre Dame, which very well could be. When I compare Oklahoma to Notre Dame, though, and I'll explain why, I still personally would vote for Oklahoma. But I think if the committee chooses Notre Dame over Miami and Miami gets out, you're going to see no power for scheduling against one another in the preseason.
Would say the same thing, Eric.
Yeah.
Because Texas losing to Ohio State, if they don't schedule that game, Texas is in.
Texas is in. Yeah, they're so the committee really has to consider that. So we'll see, but so that's what I've got.
It's a great point.
All right, last one, 8 versus 9, Pat. Bring us
Well,
home.
this is where I snuck in Miami, Indiana, and Miami.
Okay.
I went Indiana, Miami. I mean, when Indiana gets the doors blown off, then the committee will drop them down to 8 at 11-1. And
I mean, this is just tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Bill, what do you have? 8, 9.
All right, so I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but my number 8 is Oklahoma. I couldn't move them out. And Eric, I think you could be right. I think Oklahoma could be the team here that is the sort of the odd SEC team out. My number 9 is Notre Dame. And look, here's where I struggle with Notre Dame. And I think Eric was just hinting at this with the Miami loss. But I think that what the committee tends to do is they tend to look, there's a recency bias. And Notre Dame has been lighting teams up since week 3. So now, if I look at Notre Dame's schedule, and I just pulled it up here because I couldn't remember all, they have no signature wins. They beat USC. That's it. I mean, if you want to say Pitt is a signature win, okay, they did blow the doors off Pitt a few weeks back. But so that's a challenge.
That's the problem. I know.
But
that's exactly why I picked
here's where
Oklahoma.
here's where I think Notre Dame has the argument over Miami. And yes, Eric's right. They did beat them head to head, but Miami plays in the ACC, and the ACC is horrible. So not Miami's fault, but they don't have any wins either. I mean, so that's where I think Notre Dame is going to get in. 1, recency bias. 2, it's Notre Dame. And the committee knows that the Irish ancestors draw eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they're going to, I mean, that is a team that I don't see how they axe out of here. And as much as I was trying to find a way to not have them in the top 12, not personally, I think Notre Dame's a fun team. I like Marcus Freeman. I think they slot in here as the 9th seed.
Yeah, so for my 8 and 9, I mean, you said a lot of it very similar to how I would say it, Bill. And I mentioned it before. This is where I think you could make the case, put Notre Dame in instead of Oklahoma. But as I looked at everything, I would put the Sooners in instead. They're 10-2. They played an SEC schedule. Their 2 losses were against Ole Miss and Texas. It's a very thin margin here, though. It really could go either way. Frankly, I would prefer to have Notre Dame in here. Oklahoma, I just think, has proven it more on the field, honestly, than Notre Dame's schedule has not been great. And I have money on Notre Dame winning it all, so I really want Notre Dame to make this. And then I'm having them play my number 9 seeds, Texas A&M. So,
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I'll just run down real quick what everyone picked. Pat is thinking number 1, Ohio State, then Georgia, Texas Tech, and Ole Miss. Top 4 seeds with byes. Notre Dame will be playing Tulane. Hosting Tulane. Oregon will be hosting Vandy. Texas A&M will be hosting Oklahoma, and Indiana will be hosting Miami. Bill's top 4, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas Tech, and Indiana. Then he's got Oregon hosting North Texas, A&M hosting Virginia, Ole Miss hosting Alabama, and Oklahoma hosting Notre Dame. And I've got Indiana, number 1, Bama, Texas Tech, and Ohio State as top 4 seeds. Number 5, Oregon hosting North Texas, Ole Miss hosting Duke, Georgia hosting Miami, and Oklahoma hosting Texas. Gonna be fun, guys.
Yeah,
gonna be interesting. Crazy. I think, definitely some difference of opinions here, but I think it's gonna be interesting what CFP Selection Committee does on Sunday. And then we can debate it and bitch about it next week and start making our predictions for the actual games. So that will be fun, and appreciate you guys bringing that insight. All right, let's get into the rest of the show now, though. In just a moment, we'll do Nailed It for Week 13. Then we'll share our hot takes. Then it's Stone Cold Locks time, where we did better than last week, but we're still not burning it up quite yet. But that could turn around this weekend. And finally, we'll wrap up the show with a top 5 full of holiday spirit. And of course, we'll have plenty of fun and shenanigans along the way, including Pat telling Bierman to shut the fuck up because he said the Irish should not make the CFP. Okay, gentlemen,
shut your trap there, Mr. Bierman.
It is time for the segment Sweeping America. It is time for Nailed It. are back for week 13, and I'll hand it over to Bill in just a moment. First, just a reminder to everyone that we still have the Lister competition every week. If interested in trying to win a free trip, yes, a free trip to Vegas for you and a guest, just go to cmansports.com for more information on how to enter this week. And congrats to our week 12 winner, Jake Paston. Brought it up. Good job, buddy. And as for updated standings, it was close last week, but I actually made a slight dent, guys. I got 3 points. Bill and Pat each tallied 2. So our current standings are Pat 29, Bill 27, and Eric 25. So
Just
I'm
can't
still within
catch
striking
Pat.
distance. No,
Just
but we'll
can't
get there.
gain any
Not
ground
gonna
on
happen.
this guy.
It's not gonna
No, I
happen,
know.
guys. I'm too dialed in.
All
Yeah.
right, Bill, hit us.
All right, let's do it. Episode 68. Nailed it. Last week we did all college football for rivalry week. I could have done that for championship week this week, but you know what? We're going to mix it up a little bit this week. Okay, so we got championship week. And in the Sun Belt, the James Madison Dukes thought I'd throw these guys some love. They're big favorites at 23.5 over the Troy Trojans. Okay, but we're going to get a little crazy with this question. We've done this previously, so you guys, this is going to be a hard one, but good luck. The game will be at Bridgeforth Stadium in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Okay, that's the home of the Dukes. The seating capacity is listed at 24,877. What will the total attendance be on Saturday for the Sun Belt Championship? And I'm going to give you guys a data point here. In the last home game versus Wazoo, there were 25,156 people. So theoretically, this, they can go over capacity, which was listed at 24,877. Okay, so Sun Belt Championship, got to be a huge game for the Dukes. What will be the total attendance? What? 25,855. Sanders, 25,408. Bierman, 25,314, as usual.
I'm hoping for a lot of cold and people don't want to show up.
Stay home.
Yeah,
I love that we all went over the capacity, though. That's fantastic.
Let's hope.
I'm done.
In the marquee NCAA football game of the weekend, I think number 2 Indiana plays number 1 Ohio State at Lucas Oil in Indianapolis. This is for the Big Ten Championship. Julian Sayin and Fernando Mendoza have both been phenomenal this year, both in the Heisman mix, I think, both of those quarterbacks. Sayin has thrown 30 touchdowns. Mendoza has tossed 32. How many total touchdowns will these two QBs throw for? High scoring game, low scoring game? What's it going to be?
And my answer is all by saying.
Nice. Okay, 7. Julian Sayin throws for 7 TDs in Ohio State romps. Bierman 5, Sanders 5. Damn you, Bierman. Question number 3. The SEC championship is between familiar foes down in Atlanta with number 4 Georgia, a 2.5-point favorite against number 10 Alabama. What will be the margin of victory? I hate this answer with a passion. 3 for Pat, 8 for Bierman, Sanders 9. Okay, blowout. Let's go. Question number 4. I was surprised to look at college hoops this weekend. On Saturday, 12/6, there's 5 matchups between top 25 teams. So quickly, I'll rattle through them. Number 1, Purdue. Number 10, Iowa State. Number 4, Duke. Number 7, Michigan State. Number 6, Louisville versus number 22, Indiana. Number 14, Illinois versus number 13, Tennessee. And number 20, Auburn versus number 2, Arizona. Yeah, you don't have to remember any of those, but that's a lot of good college basketball happening.
Yeah.
The question's a little random. How many total players will foul out in these 5 games? 5 fouls in college basketball. How many players will foul out? Klett 7, Sanders 3,
Wow.
Bierman 12. Okay, yes. All right.
Yeah.
And what good nailed it segment could be without a soccer question, boys?
Yep.
What?
Jeez.
What
Are they still playing soccer?
The
in the middle
finals.
of
They still
fucking
have the
winter?
finals.
MLS
Jesus
Cup. The
Christ.
MLS Cup will be hosted by Inter Miami and Lionel Messi. Their
Oh, so they
opponents,
beat FC Cincinnati. So I didn't even know.
the Vancouver Whitecaps, travel to Florida for the MLS Cup. How many total goals will be scored in this one? This is regulation, stoppage
they tie?
time. Yes, they can. They can. And 2 overtime periods of 15 minutes, potentially. Okay, it's not golden goal. So just remember, it's all of those time periods could come into play. Okay. And yes, it could end in a tie and then it goes to a shootout, but none of those goals count. How many total goals will be scored.
My God.
Oh, we all went 4. That's soccer minds, brilliant soccer minds. All right. Good luck, everybody. Enjoy episode 68. Nailed it. And good luck.
All right. Well, good job, guys. Let's get into hot takes. Now, that's right. It's time for CMN Sports Hot Takes, brought to you by Double Take Salsa. Guys, Double Take is not your average salsa. It is craft salsa and hot sauce made with fresh, high-quality ingredients and built on the philosophy of flavor first, heat second. Every jar is packed with bold flavor that keeps you dipping. Then comes the heat that makes you do exactly what the name promises, a double take. If you love salsa or consider yourself an aficionado, you have to try this product. Discover why Double Take is the best craft salsa at doubletakesalsa.com and check them out on Facebook and Instagram. All right, Mr. Klett, Mr. MF Jones. You know what time it is. It's hot take time.
Hot takes. Look, I started the week with Thursday, Thanksgiving. I liked the shout out they did with John Madden. One of my favorite John Madden ones that they said was, "Here's the kind of guy you want to pick first and then see what game you're playing." I was like, that's so Madden. That's such a Madden quote. And I like it. I like that. Like, it's an athlete
Great.
talking about Derek Jeter of all people. But yeah, the Madden shout out was nice. I didn't watch a ton of football that Thursday just due to social engagement. So it was in the background, but like, I'm not going to be like, Mom, just hold on. Wait till the next commercial break to talk to me, you know, when you only see her every month or so. So it was good to see the family, but it's hard to watch football when there's so much going on in the house. So I would have loved to have watched that Dallas Chiefs game a little closer. But anyway, and then Sunday was depressing with my Vikings. I mean, we basically dropped dead. There's no pulse.
I mean, dude, that quarterback, I mean, bless him, he's trying his best, and he had some bad breaks, dude. Some of those interceptions were not his fault, but that kid looked as lost as I've seen an NFL quarterback in years.
And a couple early drops, Addison dropped one, and it's like, man, it sucks because you want to see this matchup, like Seattle, Minnesota, you know, when they're healthy and playing well, like that would be a fun matchup, but it was not a good game, and that was terrible. And then the afternoon games, I'm sitting there watching. My wife comes in, grabs the remote, shuts the TV off, and says, "We need to talk." This. Whoa. Well, you know, she's like, "We're not going to sit around and watch football all day. This is not how we're living our life." So, which I get, and that's a valid point. So, we went on a walk, which was fine. I was over football after the Vikings, and so. But her birthday is on Thursday, and I am a pretty wonderful husband, I think, normally, but I suck at getting gifts. So,
me too.
My hot take is wish me luck, but. How about this for our top 5? Top 5 things you do to make you a terrible husband. My number 1 is gift giving. Like
that's not bad.
She deserves a Lamborghini, and I'm gonna get her the last second flowers in the checkout lane at the grocery store, and the stupid card that I fucking hate spending $5 on with some silly punchline in the middle, and you open it up and like I'm not gonna scribble like a Shakespeare sonnet. It's like, how do I explain how grateful I am? And it's all the appreciation, and I gotta buy this $5 card every time.
I'm like writing the arrow on the one side of the card over that says like all of this, and it's pointing at whatever that cheesy like stuff.
I know.
You know, here if Lauren can make it to Vegas though, we should break this down over dinner. Like worst gifts that your husband has ever got for you.
It's pretty gross.
That'd be a fun one.
And it's never like, it's like she'll even give me things like during the year, like, "Oh, I'd like that. You should, hey, look at that. You know, that's pretty cool." I'll be like, "Yeah." And then I don't write it down. And then when it comes time, like the week of, I'm like, I don't even know what to get her. So
yeah,
whatever. She has me. Pain. What else does she need? Let's be honest.
True. You are the gift that keeps on giving.
Keeps on giving. That's right. Well, that's my hot takes right there, boys.
Nice. I love that. For me, the thing that I don't begrudge Lane for taking this opportunity. I think anybody should be able to go potentially make more money, be in a better situation. Maybe it's better for his kids, his wife, whatever. Like, you know, hey, do your thing and make whatever decision is best for you. The thing that drives me nuts is I think the wrong people lose in this scenario every single time. And that is A, the fans, and B, the players.
Mm-hmm.
And college football has got to figure out a way to fix this. And so I have ideas. I don't know if any of them are good, but I feel like you have to limit somehow what the coach can do if they pick up and go to a conference competitor. They should not be able to just bring a litany of coaches and players. Maybe coaches is different, but there should, remember how the transfer period used to say you have to sit out a year before you could go then play if you transferred? Maybe you do that. So it's like, look, Trinidad Chambliss can't just follow this coach out the door, because then all of the Ole Miss fans are effed. Right? I mean, and so that's the part that drives me crazy about this. If he goes and gets a $25 million bucket to go spend every year, how can you blame him for that? He wants to have the best players. And I'm sure Lane's going to find a way to recruit great kids. And he's been proven to do that. But the other side of it is, if you look at Lane's coaching career and progression, every single stop has left in burning flames.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to leave on good terms.
And so for LSU, good luck. That's I mean, I wish no ill will on Lane. I really don't. I know a bunch of my buddies in Minneapolis that'll be listening and watching this. They went to high school with him at Jefferson. They know him. They loved his dad. Mike Carr was neighbors with him. You know, there's a lot of people that are rooting for him, and apparently he turned his life around, so good for him. But boy, okay, I said way more than I was even going to say.
Well,
but
it's so dumb that they can do this in the middle. Just wait till after the season.
I know.
Like, wait till
the timing.
as soon as that college football playoff is done, go nuts.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, Eric, jump in too if you want to. Yeah, I mean.
Well, go ahead.
I have one more. I have one more hot take, but then okay, so I'll kick it over to you. And Pat already mentioned this, but Max Brosmer, he is the worst quarterback I have ever seen placed on an NFL field, and I've seen some horrible quarterbacks in Seattle through the years. Clipboard Jesus, I can't even think of the guy's name now, but they called him Clipboard Jesus. He never played behind Matt Hasselbeck. He was awful. He got on the field and he was serviceable. I mean, you know,
what's funny? The lead up to the game, they're interviewing KOC, and they're like, how's it look? And they're like, all week in practice, I don't think the ball hit the ground.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
You cannot convince me that actual NFL talent scouts, front office, coaching staff thought this kid is good enough to play in the NFL. It was hard to watch, even as the fan of the team that is sacking him a zillion times, 4 interceptions. He's airmailing guys. Yeah, Addison had a couple drops early on, but I mean,
there's some bad
just
throws.
Throw the ball out to Justin Jefferson and let him go run for 3 or 4 yards.
Did Jefferson catch one ball? I don't think
it was. I think the third quarter before he caught a pass.
Did he have one? Because I had him on fantasy and he was terrible. I know that.
And my last bit of rant, because it's not the kid's fault. It's not Max Brosmer's fault. Good. It could have been an amazing story. He's undrafted, all the stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a couple things. And I have so many friends out there in Minnesota, including Klett, who loves his Vikings. But this front office, we're friends. Yeah, we're buddies. This front office screwed this up so bad. They had Sam Darnold, who's not the greatest quarterback of all time, but he had a really good year outside of one bad game at Los Angeles in the playoffs.
And the week before at Detroit, too.
And the week before. And if he gets under pressure, we've seen it again this year with Seattle. Mm-hmm. He struggles. He struggles, and Brian Flores knew that, and he was blitzing the heck out of him, and he didn't have a great game. They had Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones seems to be doing just fine with Indianapolis. And they went with the kid, J.J. McCarthy, who we all love. We want him to be successful. He's the lowest ranked QBR player in the NFL this year. And it's his rookie season. And is he going to be better? Of course. And he's been dealing with injuries and concussions. But then you throw this kid in. This is it. This is what you have. There's not a guy on a practice squad that may have played in a few games or something. I mean, to me, it looked like Minnesota didn't want to win this football game. That's what it looked like watching it. It was horrible. Anyway, that was my Brosmer take. But
Nice.
yeah, go Hawks.
Yeah. All right, boys. So I'll get to some of the points that Bill made, but I'm gonna take a little bit different angle here
Nice.
with Lane Kiffin to begin with. So in 2007, the Wonder Boy Lane Kiffin became the Oakland Raiders head coach at the age of 32. He went 5-15 and was fired early in his second season. He then went to Tennessee in Knoxville for one season and went 7-6. Then he went to USC for a little more than 3 seasons. He did post 3 winning records there before getting unceremoniously fired during his 4th. Then he went to Bama as an assistant. He was good there for a few years. Then he went to Florida Atlantic, where he won a lot of games in Conference USA. And he won 2 Conference USA championships. Then he's been at Ole Miss since 2020, and he went 55-19. So his overall winning percentage in college is right around 68.5%. Here's some other active coaches and their current winning percentages. I took out Ryan Day, Kirby Smart, and those guys because I think we would all agree those guys are completely on a different level. But he's 68% winning percentage. John Sumrall, Tulane, be taking the Florida job here after he's staying to coach his team.
Yeah.
He's not abandoning them. 85%. Lincoln Riley, 80%, as much maligned as he's been over the last few years, 80% winning. Kalen DeBoer, 80%. Jeff Traylor, Texas San Antonio, 73%. And these two who don't have jobs right now, Brian Kelly, the guy that Kiffin's replacing, 73% winning percentage all time. Oh, and the guy who they couldn't kick out of Happy Valley fast enough, James Franklin, one of the classiest coaches, same winning percentage as Lane Kiffin. All right, guess what? Kelly and Franklin both got the boot because they couldn't win anything. Well, let's look at how many things Kiffin has won. All right, guys. How many titles has he won? Say it with me. Can you say it with me? It starts with a Z. 0. 0. He has won 0 national titles. Guess how many conference championships he has won? 2. 2?
Ow.
In Conference USA.
Starts
with Florida Atlantic in 2017 and 2019. That's what he's won. That's what everybody's going batshit crazy over.
Yeah.
Is this guy who's really has done nothing. And he's a fucking douchebag. I cannot stand this guy and what he's doing at Ole Miss, their fans, their players. I've never liked him. This past weekend took me to another level. I truly cannot fathom what he just did over the weekend. Seriously, abandoning your team on the eve of the CFP. I saw one writer say, quote, Kiffin once again chose himself over his team. And I can't say it any better than that. It feels like it sends all the opposite messages that coaches constantly preach to the young men that they coach every single day. I cannot wrap my head around how he can keep doing this and how he acted over this weekend. Believe me, Bill, you're right. I get that people change jobs. Coaches have every right to do it, but there's a right way and a wrong way. And with whispers that Kiffin was even threatening, or he is threatening to poach the entire roster if he wasn't allowed to coach through the end of the season, that feels a little bit like maybe the wrong way to act when you are still a freaking role model for these young college kids. Now he's going in to replace a guy who, like I said, had a higher winning percentage than him, also could never win anything. Good luck, Tigers. Good luck, Lane. I guess the best thing I can say about you is you are Monty Kiffin's son, because that guy at least had some class. He's widely considered as one of the best defensive minds in football history. I am fucking dumbfounded today because I did not think LSU could hire someone I liked less than Brian Kelly. But here we are.
Well said, dude. Well said. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Where can he go from here if LSU doesn't work out? Is Alabama a better job? Georgia? Where else? Ohio State? Like he's running out of options. Is it off to the pros again? Someone gives him a shot? I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know, man. It's
Football's
crazy.
dumb. I'm going to start watching soccer.
You should. That's a good
Yeah.
call. Yeah.
So, guys, let's move on to a happier topic. And to Pat's credit, yes, I'm giving Pat credit.
Thank you.
He has given this guy a lot of love the past few weeks here, and I'm going to just pile on. Did you guys see on Sunday that despite the Rams losing the game, Matthew Stafford threw his 28th consecutive touchdown with no interceptions in that span? Tom Brady had the record before at 27, and now Stafford has it all by himself. That is an NFL record, 28 touchdown passes with no interceptions. This guy is 37, third in the league in completions, fourth in yards, first in touchdown passes. His team is 9-3, first in the NFC West, still in the mix for the overall number one seed. So this hot take is as much for Stafford being incredible this season as it is for also giving some kudos to Pat, who has been on this guy for quite some time now. It took me a while to drink the Kool-Aid. Well done, Pat. You've been preaching about him. My eyes have been open. The guy is fantastic. He's amazing. And we're gonna have a little bit of fun, guys. We're gonna play a pseudo be my guest right now out of season. Okay. So Stafford is the odds-on favorite right now to win the MVP at plus 105. I may sprinkle some money on that because it's plus odds, and I really think he's going to win it. I think he should win it. But let's see. Can you guys guess who the other top four are right now? And I will tell you this: 9 of the top 10 are quarterbacks, with Jonathan Taylor, the
I was
only
just going to
running
say
back.
Jonathan Taylor.
He's number 9. He's far off. He's cooled off.
I can think of one right off the bat.
But every other one
Sam
are
Darnold.
quarterbacks. So who's
not
okay?
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold is number 6.
Oh, wow. So sorry, Pat.
He's a pretty big drop off.
Drake May's got to be.
So Drake May is number 2. Yeah, Drake May is right there.
How good was he last night?
So So Stafford's plus 105. Drake May is plus 120. So those are like top 2 tier, and then there's a drop off to number 3. I am going to be shocked if you guys guess number 4. Number 3 and 5, I think you'll guess. I mean,
is it Jameson Winston?
Jameson.
Shout out to our buddy Jamo.
He's got to have a sponsorship deal with Jameson. That would just be so classic. Okay.
The number 3, Daniel Jones.
You got to get this.
No, Daniel Jones actually is not even
dropped
on
off.
The top 10. Yeah, he dropped off. Number 3, guys. This guy, we talked about him last week. He broke the record for his team. You saw him on Thursday. He had a down year last year, but he's had a very hot offensive year this year. Probably the best offense in the NFL.
Just saw him on Thursday.
Jared Goff?
Games.
Close, but the other one.
Jordan Love?
Dak. Dak is number 3.
Dak.
Wow. Okay. Boy, I would have not.
Dak is number 3.
I would have said ahead of him would be Jordan Love, probably. That's one that'd be up there. I thought Josh Allen's probably got to still be up there.
All right. So I'm going to just stop you right now because Bill just said, I am shocked you guys guessed Jordan Love. Jordan Love is number 4.
With Green Bay is just solid.
I don't see it, though. It's all defense.
No,
Jordan Love's just okay.
He's not. I agree, dude. I mean, he's fine. And he's not going to win it. So if he wants to be number 4 right now. Josh Allen's number 5. And I will say, I like Stafford. I love Drake May. I don't think May's going to win it. I mean, he could. But I would put some money on Stafford. But I still think Josh Allen at plus 1,800. If they get hot here.
Yeah.
Those are nice odds. That's nice value.
He's just a stud. The thing about Jordan Love, and I'm no stand for Jordan Love or the Packers, but think about who that guy's throwing it to. He doesn't have anybody.
No, I agree. I know.
I mean, how much money is it or what are the odds for Joe Burrow when they win their last 5 and make the playoffs?
Dude, that's all.
Dude,
now it's
sprinkle
so
a little money on Joe Burrow.
You win one game, and now all these bad. I mean, Cincinnati's all like,
everyone's back.
We're going to make the playoffs. All we got to do is win our last 5. We play Baltimore. We play Pittsburgh. 9-8 wins it. We got tiebreaker and all. It's like, dude.
Beat Buffalo
Okay.
first.
I
Beat
mean,
Buffalo
yeah.
first.
Now, if they beat Buffalo,
The
we
city
can
will be
talk
going nuts.
because they will. The city will go nuts. But come on, guys,
I like
relax.
Pat's call though. That's one of those ones that would just be the odds have got to be
Well,
insane.
because he hasn't played that much, and you would really be able to say he is the most
Yeah.
valuable player because
You could
without
make a case.
he wouldn't have
Yeah.
lost the game. With him starting, he would have been undefeated. I mean,
Well, and
'cause
you said how different they looked
they're so
last week.
Yeah.
So
He's
It just goes to show how important quarterback is.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, look at the Vikes. Look at how Cincinnati's now
So true,
rebounded with that game with
Yeah.
Burrow. I mean, quarterback is everything.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, let's get into our Stone Cold segment. I'm starting to get a little frustrated here because I went 3-2 in my college best bets, but I went 1-2 here because once again, I picked the wrong ones to spotlight, and I feel like I've done that a few times this season. But, boys, I did hit my lock of the year with Alabama covering, so that was nice, and I didn't have to wear those shitty scarlet and gray colors for this podcast. So that was good. Second year in a row.
That was close, though. That was close.
Undefeated on the walk. Oh, dude, we were at a hotel, and Jamie had already fallen. We'd come back from the wedding. She was freaking 3 seats to the wind, and so she fell asleep, and I'm watching the game, and I was nervous,
sweating it.
I mean, Auburn had a lot of chances there to cover.
You said that your lock pick, and then I was like, man, that one kind of flew under the radar for whatever reason. I would have taken Alabama double-digit favorites.
Oh yeah,
and then they just hung on, and
they
so it ended up being close. But
if it had gotten over a touchdown, I would have been nervous. But it was right in that sweet spot. I got a lot of action at 5.5 and even 6. It closed at 6.5, I think. So anybody who bet on it should have covered. But okay. So I went 1-2. So did Bill. Pat, you bounced back with a decent 2-1 mark. So our season records. Bill, you're still at a nice 23-18.
Just kind of doing this.
I know. It's been a weird couple weeks. I'm at 19, 20, and 3. So right, hovering around 500. And Pat, you're right there, 20 and 22. So we're gonna have a good week right now, Pat. You're heading into bowl season. We're getting close to the end of the NFL. Things are clear. Kick us off, sir. Bring us some winners.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to stick with my Bears again because the Bears are playing the Packers, and it's 6.5 points. The Bears are still getting 0 love at 9-3.
Yeah, crazy.
I don't know why the Bears are getting the love. They might lose to the Pack, but 6.5. I mean, this is going to be a good battle. Green Bay plays. I mean, Green Bay is not going to knock the snot out of them. You know, part of their biggest thing about Green Bay is their defense and their defensive pass rush. But Caleb Williams is so good at scrambling that all of a sudden your pass rush, you know, is a little bit neutralized. And then next thing you know, I don't know. I feel like the Bears are getting no love on these lines, and I'm just waiting until they catch up to keep betting on the Bears. You know, trends are our friends, and my other two are similar to that. So
nice.
Yeah, give me the Bears.
I love that
first one though.
I like that too, Pat. I didn't take it in my 3, but was shocked to see that line where it was. And at some point they got to start giving Ben Johnson some love. The other thing that I liked about that one was that Caleb Williams loves to throw to Colston Loveland. Like that guy has been great, right? And then they've got some options, so he can hit those little quick tight end plays, and they have a decent running game. So anyway, I like that. For me, a little bit of trends are our friends too with this one. Texas Tech. I just feel like Texas Tech is legit. We saw the blueprint against BYU a few weeks ago. I don't see it changing that much on a neutral field. BYU's got a little coach buzz going on with Kalani Sitake potentially going to Penn State. Maybe that's a little bit of a distraction.
Yeah, I saw that.
What?
Yeah.
God,
and
that's not.
I think Texas Tech is legit threat to win the national championship. They obviously went out and spent $1 zillion in NIL this year. That's paid dividends. Give me Texas Tech minus 12.5. I love this game.
Yeah, I in the first game of the season, Texas Tech given the points was one of my my best bets. I think at that point it was 10.5 or something, and they covered. So
yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm starting with the Conference USA Championship game where Jacksonville State is hosting Kennesaw State, and the Cox are getting 2.5 points. Jacksonville State already beat Kennesaw State by 9 on this same field 3 weeks.
Just
You
wanted to say
behave.
Cox. Just
You
wanted to say
behave,
Cox.
Pats.
I didn't say anything. I'm a mature adult, and I just kept going.
Oh my gosh. Jacksonville State already beat Kennesaw State by 9 on the same field 3 weeks ago. The Gamecocks have the number 1 rusher in the entire FBS in Cam Cook. They rank 4th nationally in rushing offense. Kennesaw State is a poor road team, only 2 road wins all season, and one was in double overtime over a 4-8 Liberty squad last week. The Owls can throw it, and their quarterback Amari Odom is top 10 in quarterback rating in all of FBS. But their overall road production slips, not just wins and losses, but just the way they perform yardage-wise, points-wise, and his production even. They perform much worse when traveling. So I think the fact that Jacksonville State is hosting this game, they are undefeated at home. They have the better run game. Their quarterback, Caden Creel, is steady, even if not flashy. He's not going to make a lot of mistakes. He'll hand the ball off. Gamecocks explode for a nice win. See what I did there?
Yeah. So
solid.
good. And then they'll go home just exhausted and probably fall asleep.
What is wrong with us?
I know.
It'll just it'll never not be funny. It'll never get old.
I'm the kid in 5th grade health class that was behind the book, red face, couldn't stop laughing with my friend. Like that was me. Health class, 5th grade. Anyway, my number 2. So I got to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to go Ohio State, given 4.5. It's time to watch this Indiana team.
4.5? What? I want to know where I can get 4.5. Hold on.
Where are you getting
4.5? We're looking this. I'm looking at DraftKings right now.
As Eric's looking that up, he just said, how many NCAA football teams have the mascot the Owls?
Temple.
Yeah.
Florida Atlantic.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
No, the one you just said.
Well, yeah, I mean, and Kansas State.
Yeah. I didn't realize that. I was like, man, how many Owls are there?
It is 4.5, Pat. My motherfucker Jones, will you please accept my sincerest apologies? It is 4.5.
The answer is no.
What a motherfucker.
You look, big game Ohio State. They're just, I don't know. I hope it's close. I actually do hope it's close. I want to see a fun game, and I actually would root for Indiana. But I just know year after year, time and time again,
it's a different team.
Other than the Michigan debacles the last couple of years, it's just they're big brother, and there's no one.
Yeah,
it's
like I said, I cannot wait to see this game.
It's gonna be a fun game.
I'm so excited. Yeah,
it could be a prequel to
the final.
So yeah,
it very well could be. Yeah.
All right, my number 2. I same game, but I was taking the over 48.5.
I rarely pick over unders. I didn't, but I looked at that. I do like the over.
Me too.
In my head, I thought it was going to be like 59 or 60. I know they have good defenses.
Be in the 50s, right? Yeah, I was just like, I mean, the way these two teams can put up points, and yeah, they have good defenses as well. But I just think the interesting part is that, to Pat's bet, I think Ohio State's going to have to outscore Indiana.
I do too.
I think Indiana's going to put up a bunch of points.
I do too.
It's indoor too. They fast track indoor field too. Yep. It's not
no
like
weather,
it's outdoor.
No weather.
You know it's going to be good.
I think the biggest thing is going to be Mendoza. If he rises to the occasion, he doesn't have nerves. I really think Indiana's going to win the game. But he gets rattled, he gets sacked, he throws an early pick, which I got to give Sane credit. He threw an early pick against Michigan.
Yeah, that was impressive.
I thought, here we go, and he came right back. He might win the. That's the other thing. Whoever wins this game is probably winning the Heisman
front runner.
Yes,
good call.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. And Sayan's from Coronado, California. I mean, the guy grew up playing in sun and
played in the cold. I know.
Yeah, it was impressive.
Now, I will say, I've been impressed with this guy since the Texas game. I've said nothing but good things about this guy. He's the real deal. He's a great quarterback, and Ohio State is very fortunate to have him. So
Absolutely.
All right, guys, we're going to the AAC championship on this one, and I'm taking the North Texas Mean Green, giving 2.5 points to Tulane. The only downside to me is that Tulane does get this game at home, but I love everything else about North Texas here. They have the number one offense in the nation. They score 46 points per game. They gain 516 yards per game. They're second nationally in passing. Tulane is solid at 10-2, but they rank 113th in pass defense, which is just a terrible matchup in this case, in my opinion. Tulane will run it well because North Texas really struggles defending the run, but North Texas's top 12 pass defense I think will slow Tulane's air attack if Tulane get behind. So both teams lost their head coaches to bigger jobs, but both will be on the sideline to coach this game, which I think is cool. I expect some back and forth, but I think North Texas just has too much firepower, and I like them giving less than a field goal.
Okay. All right, guys. My last one. I almost want to do a coin flip here, but I don't have a coin near me. But it's between my Texans unders or my Cowboys overs. And I'm gonna go with the Cowboys over here at 53.5. Cowboys Lions. Lions defense is getting a little better, but still, I mean, they're kind of been at
pretty
historically in Cowboy. Both defenses have kind of trended a little better, but I don't know. I think this is just going to be a good old offensive shootout. So give me the over
like it.
53, which is a big number for the NFL.
Yeah, it's a big number in the NFL.
I
love that though. Should be a fun game.
Yeah.
That's Thursday night football?
Yeah. It is. That's gonna be a great game. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes those Thursday nighters are a little slow.
That's the one. Yeah, that's where I was gonna say. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
Yeah.
Switch it. Give me the under Texans Chiefs.
I wasn't trying to talk you out of it.
I know, but that's kind of how I'll do these things.
All right, what's the under?
It is a Thursday. 41.5.
All right, that's what you got.
All right. Well, hopefully I didn't just screw you out of a point there, Pat.
I don't know. It's all good.
I went with another over here, SEC championship, Georgia and Alabama. The over's 47.5. There was an interesting stat that I found, you guys. So it was 45 points in their first matchup this year. Okay, so that had me going, God, do I want to go under here? But check this out. The last 13 games played between these two schools have all been over this number. Now, of course, different coaches, different players. But
that's impressive. That's a good stat.
Trends are our friends, right? And to me, this is one where they know each other. Sure, they're familiar foes, but I feel like these offenses are going to carry the mail for both schools in this one. So give me the over 47.5.
All right. So this one stings, guys, because I went there and Brady, I believe, will be cheering on the sidelines of Ford Field, but I'm going against my Miami Redhawks, and I am taking the Western Michigan Broncos -2.5. This is another rematch, but I'm actually flipping the result here. I think the Broncos pick up the win. Miami beat Western earlier this season because Miami's quarterback, Daquan Finn, was phenomenal. I was actually at that game for Parents Weekend, but Finn was kicked off the team several weeks ago. The offense just is not quite the same. Head coach Chuck Martin tried putting in second stringer Henry Hessen, but he was terrible. So then he turned to third stringer Thomas Gutkowski. Now this guy has won 2 straight, but those 2 were against Buffalo and Ball State, both terrible teams who neither will be making a bowl game. He faces one of the best pass defenses in the country. Western Michigan's top 10 in pass defense. And while this guy's not a statue necessarily, he's nowhere near Finn's mobility or playmaking. So I think they're going to struggle. Neither offense is explosive. Both defenses are tough. So I do expect a low-scoring, grinded-out game. I think the Broncos have the better run game, the more seasoned quarterback they have again, named Brock Lowry. They've won 8 of their last 9. Their only loss in that span was to Miami in Oxford. Miami just is not the same team without Finn. Giving less than 2, giving 2.5 points here in Michigan at Ford Field. I really like Western Michigan here.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, gents. Good job there. Well, with Thanksgiving in the rearview mirror, boys. It is officially Christmas season, and we're going to see a little bit of flavor there in our top 5. That means decorations are going up, the tree is getting lit, and of course, Christmas music starts working its way into the rotation. So for this week's top 5, we are keeping it simple and fun. Last year around this time, we ranked our top 5 holiday Christmas movies. Today, we get to rank our top 5 Christmas songs of all time. These can be religious or pop, classic, modern, slow, upbeat, from any singer, any genre. There are no rules here. Just give us the 5 songs that put you in the Christmas spirit and never fail to make you smile this time of year. All right, Pat, what do you got? Number 5 and 4.
All right.
By the way, are you gonna sing any of these songs at all?
I will have Bane sing them.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Bane doing Christmas songs. That's
no,
Wow.
I'll sing some. I'll mix them up.
What a cover album that would
my
be.
first one is Santa Claus is coming to town. Sums up the season, and to me is the quintessential song of Christmas.
It's hard to not get in the mood.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He sees you when you're sleeping, which is creepy. And he knows when you've been bad or good. So be good for fuck's sakes. It sums up the magic of Christmas for kids. I remember looking up at the sky as a kid, wondering how it gets from house to house. And that magic died for me around first grade. But I think it just kind of seems it's a simple, solid Christmas song. And then number 4, Dean Martin, Let It Snow. I love Dean's voice, and this one is how I feel during the season.
You're so sophisticated.
I want Christmas to be white, snowy, and Dean Martin's
never get that.
So smooth. Dean Martin's the smoothest dude ever.
Yeah, Dean Martin. It's pretty good.
That's
Completely.
my 5 and 4.
So my number 5, Let It Snow, but I went with Boys to Men version. And I've got a special reason.
We used to be friends.
Yeah.
We used to be friends.
You're going to love, I think you'll appreciate my reason though. So every year we're doing the tree. I fire up Let It Snow by Boys to Men, and it drives my wife bonkers. She hates this song. She hates everything about it. And so now the kids just giggle. She's mad, and I'm playing Let It Snow and singing and moving around the living room or whatever. So
would she prefer the Bane version?
Spite. Probably not.
The weather outside is frightful.
She might go Dean Martin version though.
Yeah, Dean Martin's good.
Sure. So anyway, so my number 5 is just it's become a tradition like no other in the Sanders house that everyone is waiting for me to sneak the iPhone out to get Let It Snow by Boys to Men.
That's hilarious.
So that's my number 5. My number 4 is a 2-pack here, and I only did this because of Bing Crosby. I went with Silent Night and White Christmas by Bing Crosby. I mean, these are legendary tracks, a little slower, but just the legendary crooner as well. Nothing better than him belting out these 2 tunes. So I went with both of those for my number 4.
Love it.
Nice.
So guys, this is going to be no surprise to you. I'm completely cheating on my number 5. I'm not picking like 1 or 2 songs. I'm literally picking like 12 songs for my number 5. You'll understand why. So I am going with the Killers Christmas catalog. Okay. So you guys know the Killers is one of my favorite bands of all time.
Check that out.
And most people know that they're big hits, and most people like the regular music, but not many probably know that about 15 years or so ago, Brandon Flowers, their lead singer, and the group as a whole decided to put out one original Christmas-related song every year around Christmas time, and all proceeds for that song went to charity. I think they made like 10 or 12 of these each year. Again, it was an original Killers type song. It had, it was not like a remake of an existing song. They stopped doing it a few years past, but every year I looked forward to them releasing their new single right around, right after Thanksgiving. Some were upbeat, some were more reflective, some were even religious, and some were just downright weird, such as Don't Shoot Me, Santa Claus. But all were vintage Killers. I love them all. Listen to them all every single holiday season. I actually just listened to them this morning. And if you must know, my favorite is probably what's called the Cowboys Christmas Ball, followed closely by Christmas in LA And by the way, even Elton John guested on one of the songs called Joseph Better You Than Me, which is one of their religious songs. And I think they made videos for all of them, which are pretty good. And yeah, you should check out the one for Don't Shoot Me, Santa. Okay, my number 4 is All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's classic, but I love this song so much. It's just really upbeat. It gets me in the mood. And so for this one, guys, I thought I'd give a little facts, some history and background. So this song was first released in 1994 by Mariah Carey, which is kind of crazy to me. It has to be one of the most recent songs on our list. Like 1994, I mean, that's 30 years ago. But it is the best-selling Christmas song of all time. It is one of only 3 Christmas songs to ever hit number 1 on Billboard Top 100. The Chipmunk song and Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree both hit in the 1950s. The song holds the record for the longest gap in time between being released and the time it hit number 1 in the US at 25 years. It was released in 1994. It first hit number 1 in 2019, and it stayed there for 18 weeks, which is second all time behind Shabuzi's A Bar Song and Lil Nas's Old Town Road, both at 19 weeks. So that's crazy. It became Mariah's 19th Hot 100 number 1, the most among soloists, and 1 away from the Beatles' overall record of 20. It also made Carey the first artist to have ranked at number 1 on the chart in 4 distinct decades: 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s.
Wow.
So that is my number 4. All right, what do you got? 3 and 2.
All right, well, I my number 3 is a Mariah Carey song. The whole album is great, but the "Oh Holy Night" by Mariah Carey is
her whole
she
album
really
is
shows
fantastic.
off her pipes on that one, and I like that song.
Pipes.
Yeah, she's got some pipes, and she's the goat of Christmas music. And this one in particular, I think, is her best work.
That's awesome.
Oh Holy Night by Mariah Carey. Number 2, Judy Garland's "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." So pretty. And it uses the line. It uses the line, my favorite line, "Until then, we'll have to muddle through somehow." And I like, because some versions don't include that phrasing. And I think it's so true. We got to, until next year, we got to muddle through our lives. And I mean, just think about January 1st and how miserable that stretch can be until spring, especially if you live in Minnesota. I mean, it's like, it's so the contrast between I'm having a good time in December 24th to January 1st, where it's like, oh, shit, everyone's got to go back to work. There's no holidays coming up, so until then, we're going to have to muddle through somehow. And that's awesome. It's one of my favorite lines, and I think it's great. So that's my number 2.
Nice. Number 3, Pat mentioned this one already. Santa Claus Is Coming to Town. Instead of the Bane version, though, I went with the Jackson 5.
Mm-hmm.
Just peppy and lively. The Jackson 5 just do this classic so well. Give it a ton of justice. So that was my number 3. My number 2.
We should put out a Sandman Selects Christmas CD and put it on our website as streaming, and people can go and put it on Spotify and all that. We have some damn good picks here. Yeah, playlist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good one.
We'll have to do that.
I've never been a huge Mariah Carey fan, but I've got now the Killers and Mariah Carey. I need to check out both of their Christmas work more. I mean, obviously I know Mariah's hits, but anyway.
Hold on. By the way, I have a question for you. It has nothing to do with music, although some of these songs are in it. Last year around this time, Pat and I both ranked a top 5 Christmas movie that you had never seen, and I need to know if you've seen it yet. I don't think you have.
I'm guessing not.
Love Actually.
No, yeah,
I haven't.
Dude, please go watch that movie.
That's got a lot of her music in it. Yeah,
it does.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because that was one of my dad's favorite movies. Love Actually.
So good, dude.
But also, hearing Pat do the Bane voice made me think of my dad, my old man, because he would always, after every episode that Pat did the Bane voice, he would tell me, I just don't understand what Pat's doing with this Bane voice. He was such a critic of the Bane voice.
He doesn't like the Bane voice.
He did not. Nice. It wasn't that he didn't like Pat. He enjoyed Pat.
No,
he just didn't. He was like, you just got to stop it with the Bane voice. Like
that's
that was
hilarious.
just, it did not resonate with
Never,
him.
I will never do it again.
No.
All right.
No. It's
Senior
just,
Sanders just dictated.
Out of
actually
respect
just
for Senior Sanders.
Yeah, there we go.
No, it just made me smile because it was kind of it just made me think of my dad. So number 2 for me is the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, Nat King Cole. I realized as I was going through this, besides Boys to Men, which is more of just a joke, I really like the like crooners, like Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, Bing Crosby, Dean Martin, like, those guys, and doing the Christmas hits and everything. I find it's just so smooth, it's warm, it's nostalgic. So I threw Nat King Cole as my number 2 there.
That's great, dude. You can't beat that one. Honestly, that is a great selection. My number 3, I'm going religious on this one. I'm going for The Little Drummer Boy because
Love it.
Come on, I mean the parumpa pum pum. It's iconic. Puts you in the season immediately, and the whole "I have nothing to give, but I'll give you what I can" message. That's really what the holidays are all about. So many good versions of this song. But if you haven't checked out the David Bowie Bing Crosby version, believe it or not, on YouTube from the late 70s, do it. It literally, I think, happened like right before Bing Crosby passed away, and it was for some like television special, but very good version of that. And then my number 2 is lots of versions of this one, but actually my favorite is by the Muppets. I'm not kidding. It's the 12 Days of Christmas. And I mean, when Miss Piggy belts out,
Christmas, my true love gave to me.
Hey, you can sort of you can do that one. When Miss Piggy belts out 5 gold rings, it just gets me every time. And okay, here's a quick question for you. Okay, how many of the 12 items listed in that song could you guys name right now?
Oh, I think all
12 golden birds, 8 French hens, a couple turtle doves, got the partridge in the pear tree.
Wait, well, I want to go back
5
to Bill.
golden rings.
Bill thinks he can name all 12?
I think so. I mean,
Name them. Let's do it.
partridge in a pear tree.
Got it.
Turtle doves.
It's 12.
French hens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 golden rings. I know I'm skipping 4 because that one's slipping in my mind now.
We can come back to that one.
There's some French hens and swans swimming.
Yeah,
swans are swimming. There's
swans.
7. There's 7 swans are swimming.
Yeah, gosh. Okay, no, I'm blanking on a bunch now. I thought I was just gonna rattle right through them. What's 4? 4
calling birds.
4 calling birds.
4 calling birds. No. And
3
6 geese a laying. 6 geese a laying. 8 maids a milking. 9 ladies dancing. Pat likes that one. 9 ladies dancing.
Yeah, all right. It's gonna be a good Christmas. 9th day of Christmas.
10 lords a leaping.
Yeah,
11 pipers piping. And 12 drummers drumming. So there you go.
I think if the music was playing, it would like click in, right? Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Pat, what do you got for your number 1, buddy?
No, it wouldn't. All right, my number 1 is my dad and I. It's our favorite. It's called "Night of Silence." It's performed, one of my favorite versions, performed by the Vancouver Children's Choir, written by Daniel Cantor. It is the round of Silent Night. So it was written in 1984 with the melody of Silent Night to be sung in a round with the song. So like we'll go to church service on that Christmas Eve usually, and they I feel like every year they'll hit us with because Christmas every year is when people go to church once a season, so then the church is just packed. And then when it comes time for communion, as the Roman Catholics will go get communion, that usually is just one song, and that's a long enough song to give everyone their communion. But since the church is so packed this time of year, they do this long. So this is a long version of the song, and they usually do Silent Night, Holy Night, or Silent Night, and then Night of Silence is the name of it. I highly recommend it. Night of Silence. It's just a classic, and it reminds me of my father too, because
That's awesome, dude.
because he's got good taste and he's a cool
By the
dude.
way, we call those people the creasters because they go twice a
people
year.
go to
Oh
Christmas.
yeah,
Christmas
the
and Easter.
creasters.
Christmas, Easter, the
That's
creasters.
awesome.
Yeah.
The creasters. I like that. I've never heard that. That's awesome, Pat. I love that. There's no way. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick, can I throw my honorables on there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
All right. Merry Christmas, Ed Sheeran and Elton John. New song. Pretty good. Came out like 2 years ago.
Okay.
That one's solid. Underneath the
Ed
Tree,
Sheeran.
Kelly Clarkson, Underneath the Tree. That's a good one. The Christmas Song by Nat King Cole, which you said. Run, Rudolph, Run by Chuck Berry. Great guitar.
That's a good one.
That's
Snowman by Sia. Snowman by Sia is also a good one. And then the whole Peanuts Christmas album, Vince Guardali or whatever. It's just kind of a lot of piano, good Christmas, quiet. Good.
Nice.
I was gonna ask, do you guys know Mannheim Steamroller or Pentatonic?
Not personally.
Yeah. But yeah.
Just
I don't know anyone named Mannheim.
No Mannheims. Oh yeah, okay. It's just, again, those are one. My dad just loved these types of music or whatever, and so Pat just bringing that up about his dad made me think of that. And I couldn't even tell you, like, here's a Mannheim Steamroller song. They do all the Christmas covers, but it's like electronic. I don't know, Eric, how would you describe it? Like a keyboard.
Yeah, I mean,
symphony of keyboard and electronic.
It's electronic keyboard. Type sound.
Anyways, my number one was Jingle Bell Rock by Bobby Helms. It's just such a catchy melody. To me, that's like really signifies the season. It's, you can sing along. It just feels like the ultimate Christmas classic. So I went with Jingle Bell Rock.
Nice.
As my number one.
So my number one is Feliz Navidad by Jose Feliciano, and it's not even close for me. It's half Spanish, half English. It really has no plot or story behind it, and it repeats the same lines for 2 minutes straight. What is there not to love? It's impossible, guys, seriously, not to sing along. Even if you try not to, I guarantee your brain will betray you by the second chorus. And yes, bonus points, because it appeared in a movie called Christmas Eve on Sesame Street that I saw as a kid back in the late 70s on PBS, where this song plays early on, and it was probably the first time I ever remember hearing it. So now every time I hear it, I think of Bert and Ernie on ice skates doing figure eights with the Cookie Monster. So There you go.
Happy times.
The Christmas music is like drinking. Like, you crack the first beer, you're like, this is great. But by the end of the night, you're like, I don't think I can drink anymore. Same thing with the end of the season. I don't think I can listen to Feliz Navidad anymore.
No, that is so true, dude. I love it for a few weeks and then it is done and I want nothing to do with it. Yeah.
Totally.
All right, guys. Good job, man. Those were great lists. All right. Well,
Eric, I do have a shout out. If we can do pools real quick.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So it's hard to believe this, boys. It's December 2nd as we record episode 68. The first bowl game is December 13th this year.
Oh, wow.
So stay tuned. Cool. We have a ton of stuff coming.
Are we doing some bowl stuff? Oh, good.
We have not we don't have the bowl matchups yet. So we obviously will be reacting when those things are official and announced, but stay tuned. Tons of fun stuff coming.
Dude, I love bowl season.
College bowl season.
I love the bowl. Yeah, I love it's that's awesome. You and I haven't even talked about that, so I didn't know. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to hear that, Bill. That's great news.
Yeah.
Great news. Well, gentlemen, I'm tearing up a little because it was another great show with you both, and I'd love to keep it going, but sadly, it is time to exit CMS Sports. Nothing like our Christmas song up. Oh, man. Well, thank you to everyone except Pat in Sandman Nation for joining us and listening every week. We sincerely appreciate y'all. We would love it if you check us out at sandmansports.com and follow us on all of our social media. We have a great weekend of conference championship football on tap and another great NFL slate. So we hope you enjoy the games, everyone. Peace out and take care.
Good luck, everybody.